So the argument about who should be the GOAT, the greatest of all time, pound for pound in mixed martial arts, has still been dragged on since Khabib's win against Justin Gaethje not too long ago. So excuse me, Daniel Cormier, DC Cormier, has come out against defending Khabib and said to Jon Jones that no, Jon Jones should not be made the GOAT pound for pound in mixed martial arts because of the sort of history he has with drugs and always having an issue with drugs tests. And Jon Jones, they're having basically a feud on Twitter, and Jon Jones spoke back saying, "Yeah, I had issues with drugs tests, but I wasn't proven innocent on on every drugs test, basically." And Josh Thompson kind of said the same, not said the same thing as Jon Jones, but Josh Thompson kind of started the whole argument, if you can say that, after Khabib's win, because Jon Jones said something. He started first saying everybody at AKA must hate me now, and Josh Thompson came out defending Khabib. Said no, we don't hate you. Just hate the fact that you wasted all your time and all your talent using steroids. You're a really good fighter. You really had no business taking steroids at all. You're a very talented mixed martial arts fighter. Now, some people who I know, such as Charlie, who I always talk about, who always refer to my videos, he has said, well, Jon Jones remains undefeated and everything, and has a good history of winning fights. But when it comes to the steroids thing, well, he has said that Jon Jones has never actually been proven to fail a PED test, a steroids test. So really, he should retain that title and hold that position at number one on the GOAT, on the greatest of all time, pound for pound number one spot for mixed martial arts. But for me, and I'm sure for many other people, and I said this in a conversation with him earlier today, though for him, he's kind of bored of the argument. But nonetheless, people, the actual athletes, the pros, are still dragging the argument on. Not him, but for me and for many other people out there, when you mention steroids being used in any way, for when it comes to sports, people automatically seem cheating. So I would have thought that common sense would have prevailed. If you are using steroids when you're competing, then that obviously that gives you a very unfair advantage over your opponent, especially in a sport such as mixed martial arts, whereby you're hitting someone. And this is what DC said in his recent Twitter post aimed at Jon Jones, that in mixed martial arts, when you're competing, it's a bit different from when you're taking steroids and going to train in the gym, just hitting it like a punch bag. When it comes to competing in the sport, you're there in the fight, in the cage, in the octagon, you're hitting another human being, and this is MMA, whereby you're punching, kicking, headbutting, kneeing another human being, and you got a performance enhancing substance drug in your system that's actually giving you that advantage over your opponent. So your punches and your kicks and your whatever sorts of whatever you're using to fight your opponent, it's going to be 10 times harder than what they're using, if they're not on drugs, that is. So it was kind of confusing to me that even when Charlie came and said this, that even okay, fine, there may be speculation and accusations of him taking the PEDs and stuff, but he's always been proven to be innocent. But where you've got smoke, there's always fire. So where someone has always had an issue with drugs testing, people would always assume that there must be more to the story, that probably the person is taking steroids, that they are taking a banned substance to compete in the sport. There's no smoke without fire. I heard I think this is on Chael Sonnen's YouTube channel, or another MMA related YouTube channel. When USADA call an athlete for a drugs test, USADA or any other similar commission, when they summon an athlete to do a drugs test, if on the first opportunity they give the athlete, if they fail to do the drugs test, they'll give them another opportunity. If they fail to do the drugs test on the second opportunity, I think they might give them a third chance. But if on the third opportunity they still fail to do the drugs test, then it's assumed automatically that the person is taking steroids, and it's automatically given a positive result. They failed that drugs test. So even there, they use their common sense. You're not giving the first opportunity to come and clear your name, to come and prove you're not taking any banned substances. Give me a second chance, give me a third chance. But for some reason, on every single opportunity and chance we give you, you just won't come forward and do the drug test. So we can only assume you're hiding something, and we can only assume the worst. Yes, you are taking a banned substance. So I'm just surprised that even now people are still arguing about this. I do appreciate, yes, it's no secret in sports, not just in MMA, in football, rugby, baseball, basketball, people will take something to give them the advantage to win. Well, now I said in my other video that Khabib, as far as we know, hasn't taken any banned substances, but it's only when you've been proven to be taking a banned substance, a banned PED drug. Well, it's not banned, but it's a PED drug anyway, regardless. That it's only when you've been caught out, whereby tests has actually come back positive, you have taken some sort of steroid, that that's when people can attach an asterisk to your name. But so far in Khabib's case, as far as I can tell, that's never happened at all. But I'm just surprised really that this argument's still been dragged out even up until now. Some people are bored of it, such as Charlie. But me myself, it does fascinate me that in situations like this, common sense doesn't necessarily prevail for everybody, at least not in everybody's eyes. So yeah, guys, if you I'd like to hear your opinions about it. Should Jon Jones retain that title of being the GOAT and pound for pound number one in mixed martial arts, or should it go to Khabib after his win against Justin Gaethje? And even though there are talks, I think, for him to come back and to compete just once more to bring his record up from 29-0 up to 30-0. So yeah, I'd love to hear your comments and opinions about this whole situation. So yeah, guys, if you did like the video, please do leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy my content. And you can catch me on Instagram. My name is IcoJarko1. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and now on Parler. Parler is a really, really awesome social media platform with minimal censorship. At least as far as I can tell, with what I've posted on there, nothing's been censored at all. Nothing has been found to be sensitive or to let's say contravene or to contradict the community guidelines. So far, so good for me with the Parler app. So yeah, guys, you can catch me on those 4 apps. On the other 3, Parler, Twitter, and Facebook, my name is IcoJarko. And yeah, guys, thanks.